Can you smell it? I mean, can you smell it? Can you feel it? You can feel it. Football weather has arrived.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It creeped in. Don't know exactly when it came in. Creeped in within the last 3 days. And what it is, it does it in the darkness of night. It comes in after a regular day. Nighttime comes, and then you just feel this sense of there's a coolness in the air at night that has not been around since last year.
Now, I got it yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Felt like a Mountaineer game day when you're up early and it's sunny and it's a little cool and you're heading to the stadium hop and you're giddy because here we goes a game. I felt that yesterday as well. I'm with you. It did creep in.
All right, so here we go. We're counting it down to Mountaineer football. This is our over-under part 2. We've got more questions for you. Hoppy's got obvious observations. We've got textual healing. And, of course, we've got end stuff. Let's do it. 3 Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself that Gomart app and immediately begin saving on your food and fuel. Also, sign up for the Mountaineer Man Trip. We'll tell you about that coming up in just a little bit.
But hurry.
Gotta do it. Deadline coming up. 3 Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. 3 Guys is brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's Biscuit. By Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. Spreads on Stats coming up. Conley CPA Group is our sponsor there. They provide value way beyond numbers. And by WVU Medicine, the official and exclusive healthcare provider for all Mountaineers, including you. Said on our last episode that this is that kind of weird week of the entire season. So school has started, which means camp technically is over, what camp is nowadays. And now you have this 1 week that we're almost, we're into. And then next week, finally, you have game week. And
let's play.
Off we go. Thought we had a pretty good episode last week on the over-unders that you brought forth. Now, your staff said, wait a second, more than just enough for one episode. We've got 2 episodes, so that you're going to have more over-unders.
2 more today. I'm wondering if that Cam Cook number was a little bit high.
It was.
262. I think if I was doing it again, I mean, the numbers kind of support that. I probably would have dropped that down. Well, as you know, we had the live event at Oliverio's last week. We dropped it. We did it there publicly. First time publicly. Lined up, dropped it down to 242. Had some movement there that precipitated the line going down. Some money came in on the under, had to adjust the line, as all good bookmakers do.
You can do that. You can adjust the line.
Adjust the line.
Yeah,
it's fluid.
Happens all the time.
Fluid. Just like teams are allowed to get better, your line's allowed to get sharper.
Absolutely.
So we dropped it publicly to 242 last week for the fine folks in the Bridgeport and more Metroplex.
I would say this. I never felt more confident than people in setting a line than the people that were there at the social tap.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we were on stage, we're looking out, wonderful crowd, and you went through like a prop or two, and like you could just see a certain gleam in some. Is that the word, Hoppy? Gleam?
Yes.
You could see a gleam in several of those people's eyes that this wasn't their first rodeo.
They understood the game.
They
knew the language and how it worked.
Immediately they're going like, it was almost like real time setting of the line. And so we had a great time there.
We had fun.
I'd never been, that thing, the social tap in the back there where we were outside,
It was awesome.
kind of like this little enchanted man cave.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on at that facility.
Yeah.
So you can house a wedding in there.
Yeah.
We were in the outdoor court, which is great for gatherings like we have. The social tap proper is actually all the way up top, the sports bar part of it. So there's all kinds of things there in the Oliverio's complex.
Yeah. So it was really super.
great.
Food
was outstanding.
Thanks to Patrick and Carlo did the food right.
What about the other brother? I mean, he's kind of like the third Beatle. I mean,
Well, there were like 6 I just kept meeting Oliverios.
Patrick's dad, Pat, was
Patrick
great.
there.
Yeah.
Carlo. And the other Oliverio to be named later.
By the way, real quick side note, you tried some Renfredo pizza.
It was really good.
It was actually good, wasn't it?
No,
yeah, very
good. Yeah.
Very good.
It was very good. Okay. So we've got that going on. Also, I have another note that I have to I'm getting to the point now where I just have to I write notes. Oh, massive addition to the food court when we debut it next Friday, Saturday. Had to go through some loopholes. Not loopholes. Had to go through some
jump some hurdles.
Is
this confirmed? Is this confirmed?
I'm confirming it.
Oh,
so
geez.
we'll have, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
I don't think this is confirmed, Kercheval.
No.
Later on.
2.5 minutes in, we got an issue.
All right, so the world champion Mountaineers have begun to focus on Coastal Carolina, and Week 0 football begins this week. In fact, TCU and North Carolina making their way to Ireland. TCU's flying tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 26th, and they'll play there on Saturday. That was a 2-year agreement. Remember, they opened up against North Carolina last year down Chapel Hill. So this is costing
lined up on them last year.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. This is costing TCU a home game. So
really?
it better be good. And if you talk to the people that played last year in the K-State Iowa State game over there, they say never again.
No. It's not not what you think it's going to be.
Never again.
Re-entry seems to throw these teams off quite a bit.
Well, they're not coming from orbit.
Well, they kind of are.
Well, they are.
Kind of are.
Can
you think of the poor equipment staffs when that game's announced that you're going overseas? That is a heck of an undertaking.
I would never do it unless you had an open week after.
NFL teams hate it.
Oh.
It's just, what are you doing? It's just a long, we're gonna play in Ireland. That'll be wonderful. It's just a long road trip is what it is. Now for the fans, it might be fun if they can afford it. This is going to be a once in a lifetime experience. We'll go. But I mean, for the teams and the coaches, not good.
Well, actually, not a whole lot different than when West Virginia goes play in Arizona. It's
another 35-minute flight past Arizona.
I mean, 2 more. I mean, hell, by the time you get to Boston, Dublin ain't that far. I mean, it's not that far, Hoppy.
You just need a passport.
Just had a weird thought. Imagine that, dude.
You are really going off the cuff today. This is always a dangerous.
It is.
Position
I can tell this is how it's going to go today too.
I had a weird thought. Do you remember that guy we met in Omaha?
Oh yeah.
Inside the coffee.
Was it John?
The international pilot?
Well, sure.
I just got his face came to me when we talked about going from Boston because we met this dude who was an international pilot, and he hit us with stories that were just like mind numbers. There's a whole airplane world of people out there that are obsessed by. Do you know that?
That are obsessed by airplanes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Yeah. YouTube. There's a live channel. There's a live channel on YouTube. You can watch planes take off from LAX.
You've done that, haven't you?
And the guy's got a headset on. He sets up and he goes, "All right, here we come. Here's Delta 3."
Really?
Oh yeah, here's Delta 355 heading out to San Paulo, and take a look at 355. And then now let's take a look here. And all of a sudden, here comes look at this bad boy coming in. Asia Pacific coming down here. And just people watch landings.
Now, Tony, I do have, and I think you have too, I have flight radar.
Oh, I got that too.
So I watch that, drive my wife nuts. We're outside and I go, look, see that plane up there?
Yeah.
That's going from Toronto
It's a disease.
to Tampa.
Yeah, it's a
and
disease.
she's like, who cares?
Okay, moving off planes for a second. UVA also playing this weekend. If you want to get an early scout on a massive game on this West Virginia schedule, UVA, NC State, they're stepping right into conference play.
I got a guy going.
Is it a conference game or is that one of those weird, it's a conference opponent but not a conference game?
Let me check. I'll check.
I got a guy.
Whatever. Virginia's playing, so if you
I
want
got a
to watch
guy
it.
scouting that for me.
Yeah.
Soup's going over.
Soup's going?
Soup Campbell's going. Soup
I'm
Campbell
gonna
will
be
be
dialed
in
into
attendance.
that one.
Yeah, he's
I
going
want to see what
to
they've
lock
got.
it down and give us some. All right, let's jump in. What do we? We got to do obvious.
Hoppy.
We got to do obvious. Hoppy, obviously, are you ready to say something that's obvious?
Of course.
He's
Always
got
am.
thoughts that sound brand new.
That's Hoppy.
But they're things we already knew.
We knew what he was going to say.
Bomb ready.
Yeah.
Heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his ladder blows.
New shirt or had that shirt? That's a nice shirt.
I've been getting a lot of shirts lately from Fine Looking Phil, so. So,
Very nice.
by the way, the NC State-Virginia game is a conference game. It was relocated to Scott Stadium in Charlottesville after initial plan was to play in Brazil.
Speaking of San Paulo.
Yeah.
You could have watched that plane take off.
You could.
And
Okay. I like to look at what coaches say and kind of might kind of zero in on their language. Sometimes you can pick up some things, sometimes you can't. But after the Saturday scrimmage, the Rich Rodriguez press conference, so a couple of quotes. He said, normally, and this was after the scrimmage, normally it would be a major scrimmage, but we kind of gave a break to some of the upperclassmen guys. They didn't really do much other than a couple of 2-minute drills. So, Brad, what's that mean in our language? What's that mean in Rich Rod language?
What'd you just say there? The ones didn't go?
The ones didn't go. The twos didn't go very much. What does that mean in Rich Rod language?
That he's pretty well set there with the ones and twos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is, I think, a big difference from a year ago when he was trying to find who could play. Right.
Fair enough.
So take that as we pick up before we have a game, when we start to overanalyze everything. Take that as, I think, an optimistic thing. You know who your ones and twos are. Okay. He went on to say, one of the main reasons I want to see all these young kids is because we're starting our scout teams on Monday. We want to see, is this guy going to be ready to play? Is this guy going to be on the scout team? So put them under the gun a little bit, put them under pressure. I thought they got some good work in. You know, Tony, everybody is obsessed about the starters. Who's going to start? And, of course, about quarterback, it's always a big question. Who are the starters going to be? Who's starting? That is less relevant with the Rich Rodriguez team as opposed to who can play, who's going to play, not just who's going to, because he's going to play a lot of guys.
All right.
Brad always plays a lot of guys, so not just who starts, but who plays.
Yeah, and he keeps saying that, right?
Right.
He keeps saying that we're the ones that are obsessed with starters. He's obsessed with who can win you games. So, and we'll get into that. I don't want to break your train of thought here. I am interested to see how that plays out. Like when it actually gets down to it, what are we talking about there? We're going to get into that with the running back here in a second. But what's the offensive line? Is that turn into, hey, we've got 10 guys that can play, suddenly shrinks down to there's only 6 that play, or is it 8 to play?
Well, and that gets to the next obvious observation. He says, I do think we're deeper again until they've played a game you don't know. Mm-hmm. So they know who their ones and twos are. So they think they know who the guys are that can play, but they haven't played. And he talks about you get in front of 60,000 fans, it's game day, the opponent gets to play, and then things start to solidify a little bit more, correct?
They do. There's also the flip side of that. Some guys just don't practice well, and coaches will scream at you, right? If you don't practice well, you can't get on the field. Tony, we saw with Chance Moore, I thought, last year in basketball. There was a lot of times in the fall where you went, well, Chance, are you going to be ready to go? Chance? And then the red light comes on and the games are being played, and he was as valuable as a guy as you could have for that roster. To name one, had a wonderful season. So sometimes that reverse is true too. Mm-hmm. Guys that maybe haven't been practicing like you wanted them to yet, but the talent's there. You get them in a game, and now the light turns on.
Which is also fortunate why you have this favorable. You got to go play Virginia, but this favorable schedule and this favorable opening game. You're not opening with Penn State, thank goodness. You're playing like a team where you're 17, you're almost 3-touchdown favorite.
All due respect.
All due respect to the Chanticleers.
Yeah, one point on Brad's point. He's right. He's right to a degree. Like if you're a complete dog in practice, you'll never make it onto the field. I do think coaches sometimes
Hold on, that you meant that dog in a non-DAWG way?
DOG.
Straight DOG.
Yeah, like an older dog that's tired, wants to just lay down and take a nap. That's how you meant that?
Yeah, if you're bad in practice, you'll eventually not get onto the field. Right. But I think what coaches do see sometimes is that when it's game time, players that they already knew were going to be good enough to win with do take it to them. That's what surprises them sometimes. They're like, ooh.
Defensive coordinator Zach Alley said after the scrimmage, quote, I think you've seen guys, they're more comfortable in the system, understanding what we're trying to do. And Alley always says that, he said that when he was on this program, is the why. Rather than guys going, being out there thinking, overthinking the thing, but when they understand why the certain defense is called and why they're doing this, Tony, that makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely, because no one ever comes out of a game and says, boy, that team we played, they were really complicated on defense, and that was really a problem. What's it come down to? Can you get to the ball? Can you stop a team's offense and get them off the field, whatever you do it? So I do think there is a tremendous amount of reduction that's going on right now. And Zach said that these guys will get a ton of this stuff in spring and in preseason camp. And now this week and the next couple of weeks, he'll just continue to pull stuff off, make it simple, and go get ball, and that's what you have to do.
But now
That's why I
have to
like the schedule, too.
Guys have to make plays defensively. I mean, that's what we're down to. We end up a lot about scheme, and Zach's going to do a bunch of. At the end of the day, guys, somebody defensively has to make some plays this season, right? Offensively, you feel like you've identified some potential playmakers. I think you're still searching for that on defense a little bit. Yeah. Who's that going to be that can make big plays defensively?
Who's the DAWG?
Yes.
Who's the DAWG?
Thank you. Correct.
Yeah. And as he said on this program, is it about scheme? Is it about players? He said 100%. Players. Guys make plays. Okay, a couple other things. Update on NIL deals. The College Sports Commission has released new NIL data with figures currently as of July 1. For this calendar year, 16,874 deals cleared for a total of $228 million. 1,288 deals were not cleared for a total of $74 million. So most deals are getting cleared. This is significant, too, that as of July 2026, the College Sports Commission announced deals valued at between $600 and $15,000 would not be subject to the review, as long as athletes did not go over $50,000 in associated deals over the course of an academic year. So you can make $50K and not have to have your deal approved.
That's nice.
By the CSC. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And Tony and I think we had a moment the other day when we were walking through the WVU, the facilities building parking lot, and that is...
You gave it facilities building there? 1977, before the building was built. Facilities
same thing. Facilities.
Is that if you want another example of how the landscape of college football and college sports, the major sports, has changed, walk through the parking lot of a stadium or practice facility where the players park their vehicles. Tony?
Yeah, there's been an upgrade. In the vehicles that the student athletes use for their transportation.
Mercedes, BMWs.
Well, I mean,
big trucks.
That's a generalization. I still say this. Yeah, there's more of those than before, but I'd say your over/under on Mercedes is under. It's 4 or 5. It's not like there's 32 Mercedes out there.
There's some nice vehicles.
There's
nice vehicles. There's a range of nice vehicles.
The pickup truck, the quality of the pickup truck has increased. Like I remember back in the heyday, there was some borderline, like used to be a farm use vehicle,
right?
But it was out there.
There was some of that.
Now you have a pickup truck that has that's got some stuff to it. But yeah, and it's
so on that. And this is obvious observation. We could refer to Brad's wife Laura on this, and Tony, you think about this a lot. But if you got paid, if you're a really good college athlete, but you're probably going to not make the pros, you're making $1 million.
That's what, over 4 years,
no,
5 years?
$1 million, just 1 year.
No, that's not happening. That is a rarity.
Okay, but
say this. I'll give you a number.
All right.
I'll give you a number. An average player that's not going to play in the NFL is probably going to make annually a couple $200,000-$300,000.
Okay.
You're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a small percentage of your roster.
Okay.
Super small, less than 10%.
Well, then forget the point.
No, it's a good point. Here's the deal. If I made $200,000 a year, I'm a really good player, and I do it 5 years in a row because I'm going to go 5 years. I got $1 million.
You got $1 million. Okay, then take the $1 million.
Yes.
Then take state and federal taxes, agent fees, and cut that roughly in half.
$750,000.
Probably not less than that. I mean,
okay.
Whatever. Okay, but let's say, and you buy a decent vehicle. You got some other expenses. If you invested that,
well, we know what road you're going down.
And it earns 7% by the time you're 65, you'd have $5, $6, $7 million.
Absolutely.
Or you'd have enough for a down to buy a house. Okay, enough of that.
Totally with you. Totally with you. And you know what? WVU is teaching those guys exactly that. They bring them into a room and they say, here, guys, let's walk through some numbers. This is how this works. I think it's the greatest thing that they're sitting on that they're not using yet.
It's just
like I'd buy me a used beater. I'd buy me about a $6,000, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 car, and I'd park that money and wouldn't even pretend I didn't even have it.
Right.
Well, you can do both. You can buy a car and still invest. And you know what else?
What?
you're a long way ahead from where the players were 5 and 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh,
You're still getting a good head start.
It's not a bad thing.
it's a great head
But
start.
I'm just saying
That's
What I'm saying. So
Yes,
you
yeah.
can get a little something nice for yourself and still invest and still
true.
be ahead of where
True.
most college students are at this age, who, by the way, there's a lot of people that could take that financial advice and don't. So it's not just college athletes.
Human nature.
We spend a lot of time saying those things about college athletes when the rest of the country is overspending and not investing all that. And by the way, none of us are financial advisors, so
do not take financial advice from any of us.
That's what I'm saying. Correct.
2 other quick points. WVU women's soccer team 3-0 after beating Duquesne. Sophia Nickel came off the bench.
3 games in a row, scored game winner.
Yep. So props to them.
Big win over Penn State. They had first time and
Nice
lost
win.
9 straight to them, lined up, beat them.
Went down 1-0 too. Didn't buckle. Went down 1-0, beat them. Lined up.
Said, come on in.
Give me that roar.
Come on.
Finally, new fertile ground for college football programs and recruiting, of course, is NFL training camps, where you can find players. And Cleveland's Daquan Wright, who may be going now to LSU, and New Orleans' Xavier Harris may be going back to college. And by the way, the judge in the Daquan Wright case played 4 years of college football. Just saying. But the point being, the point of all this is, for God's sake, can we have some rules? And whatever it is, maybe they should be able to come like, well, they're going to get waived. They're not going to make an NFL team. Can they come back and get the fear? Whatever it is, just have some consistency and have some rules. Brad.
We can go all the way down the rabbit hole into the legal side of this. We're not going to do it. We've got football to talk about. I want to get into football. But the latest on that, Hoppy, is it does look like this is the first wave of conference self-governance that might be put in place. All 4 Power Fours within the last, as we record this on Tuesday afternoon, within the last 18 hours have come out and said, they've leaked out that they're about to enact rules that will prohibit that exact move right there. All 4 individually setting conference rules, but all landing in the same spot, which I thought was notable and interesting. Not just the self-governance model that you've heard a lot of talk about, but all 4 Power Fours actually agreeing on an issue and looking like they're going to enact a no-pro rule.
One other point about that is that I love this. When the SEC presidents and chancellors came out with their statement, they were one of the first to do it. They said, quote, allowing this to occur, the players who are on an NFL team to come back and play, allowing that to occur will blur the line between college and professional sports. My goodness, the SEC they're appalled, I tell you, that line would be blurred between college and professional sports. Therefore, we must take a moral stand.
Wouldn't want to have that happen
on this.
This will be interesting because now they're going to get sued by the players.
They'll start to be the defendants in this.
Yeah, they're going to start being the defendants. And someone wrote that this is the Brendan Sorsby moment for Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC. Brett Yormark had that where he had to push his chips in and go like, Sorsby, you're not going to play. And now this is for within the SEC. A lot
of people were crowing at the Big 12 about that decision and what they should do. There were a lot of opinions on the record from people in college sports. Now, I just wonder if that same veracity will be applied to this topic.
Yeah. This has gotten to be as ugly and as seedy and as oily as it's ever been and as stupid as it's ever been to think you can take someone off a training camp roster in the NFL and send them back down. It's absolutely it's gross. It's got to the point now where it's just gross and stupid.
Well, keep an eye on this self-governance model here. See how that plays out.
3 guys before the game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law.
Speaking of the law,
I don't know if Jan Dills is doing any.
Get Jan Dills in there.
She got any student athletes, but you know what she does do? They do personal injury. They do veterans benefits and Social Security disability claims. Joshua is a client of Jan Dills. He said 2 years ago, my life changed drastically when I was in an auto accident. Jan Dills attorneys at law fought hard for me along the way. I wanted to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for the exceptional handling of my case by Jan Dills. The team who worked directly with me demonstrated outstanding professionalism, personal interest in my situation throughout the entire process. Their consistent kindness, empathy, and expertise made a challenging experience much more manageable. I'd like to particularly acknowledge Kelly and West, their dedication, commitment to ensuring my concerns were addressed. If you're looking for a firm that truly cares about its clients, I'd highly recommend Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law, located here in Parkersburg in West Virginia, where it was started, but they do serve clients in all 50 of our United States.
Can I ask just one other thing? Can I just, not to belabor the point, because I would never do that.
He's about to belabor.
What's the difference then between a player who has played 4 years and is looking for the 5th year of eligibility and sat around this summer and now wants to come back for a 5th year, and a player who is a free agent going to an NFL camp who doesn't get retained by that NFL team?
Because he signed a deal to go to an NFL team. He signed a contract to play for an NFL team. Whether he got cut or not isn't important. He signed a professional contract. Done.
Ed?
I do tend to side on that. In a time period when you're looking for some rules, you're trying to find where a line is that you can draw. I don't think that's an unreasonable line to draw, that you have chosen to go.
You've made a commitment.
Not only because again, now here's where the line for me starts to get squiggly. I'm okay if there's a way you can put into place that you declare for the draft and you're undrafted and then don't sign an undrafted free agent contract and have the option to come back. All right, I could maybe see if you could work something like that out logistically. But if you've been in the NFL camp, I think if you're looking at it from the totality of the college sports industry, that's probably a fairly easy line to draw, right?
Okay.
You're trying to look for some rules to put in place.
Okay.
That would be one I think most would agree. All right, you were in an NFL training camp. That excludes you from participation in college.
Okay.
I think that makes some sense.
Yeah, so West Virginia's got one going right now, right? Brennan Lorian. He intentionally did not sign a professional contract to play on an NBA team this summer, specifically because this opportunity was going to possibly be available. So he didn't sign.
Yeah, Trey's in the opposite.
Trey Eaglestep
camp.
did sign.
Went to the Knicks, but didn't play a lot in the summer league. He's looking around, wants to come back. So, again, selfishly, I'd like to see Trey get to play and make a little more money. But I could see where that's a line.
Now, if
you're
you're
trying
Lane
to find
Kiffin,
some rules.
If you're Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, and that's the weak-ass stuff about these coaches. I know they feel the pressure to win, but when basically Lane comes out on Monday in his press conference and just says, hey, man, court's made him eligible. If I don't sign him, someone else is going to sign him. I mean, that just spins the thing into a cycle of, see no evil, hear no evil. Just this the feigned ignorance of what it's doing to the big game.
That's a tough one, though. I think I can see that side from coaches. I mean, you're going to get the hook. If you don't win, you're going to get the hook.
I hear you.
I don't know that it's the coach's job to regulate that. Like, there should be overseers of the coaches that can put those rules in place. If you don't win, if you don't win, you're not sticking around, and you got to have guys to win. So I can see where the players or where the coaches say, if that's what Kiffin's saying, I can see that.
So you need to have what just happened. The 4 conference commissioners from the Power 4 going, no, we're not taking those guys. That's what you need to have happen. So Lane doesn't have anything to say. Right. Just go like, okay, they're not taking.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
As you guys know, West Virginia's opening up with Coastal Carolina. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. Coastal Carolina, they're not coming by bus or by plane.
How are they getting here?
Pontoons.
Really?
From Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans.
Excellent.
First time ever. All the years West Virginia's played football. First time a team is going to take it's an armada. There's an armada coming from South Carolina, Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Why not?
Good move by him. I didn't see that.
Largest pontoon boat dealer in the state of West Virginia, owned for 4 decades, family owned. We met Lou recently, recognized at the state of West Virginia's experts in pontoon boats. They're also the first and only Honda Marine premium dealer in the state of West Virginia. And all of the boats that you see on those James Bond movies through the years that feature a pontoon, some have explosives on them, guns, stuff like that, they're from Lou Wendell. And the Coastal Carolina team is going to come to Morgantown on pontoon boats. There's a lot of pontoon boats because they're like 80 players, 75 players that will come on that thing.
Coaches.
So if it's time for you to get your boat serviced as you take it out of the water as we get toward the end of the season, contact Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check them out on their website at louwendellmarinesales.com. Kind of neat. Hope the weather does cooperate.
So I checked the numbers. We'll just go right to the numbers.
Kind of check your numbers. Here comes over-under.
Let's jump into the analytics portion of the show.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They provide value beyond numbers. They're a complete service public accounting firm. They can provide for you remote accounting, which is kind of nice, I think. They've recently celebrated their 40th year anniversary. Local firm, experienced local pros. You can outsource your accounting, your CFO services as well. Visit our buds at Conley CPA. What are you snorting?
I just used ChatGPT to see if you could in fact get from Conway, South Carolina to Morgantown by boat.
Yes.
That's okay.
You might have to do a little land travel at some point, but I'd say majority of it.
It did suggest perhaps it says driving would be faster.
ChatGPT on it.
Now the fighting Mike Benson's from Coastal. I think they're going to take.
Benson's going to have a lot of pals here.
Oh yeah.
All right, ready? Can we talk some ball?
Go. Anxious.
Are these good?
I don't know.
I mean, you already self-admitted that you put too big of a number that the Oliverios had to settle down there last week.
Well, I settled it down before we got to Oliveira's. I just had some additional thoughts on it.
Okay.
You're allowed to get better.
So I'm going back to running backs.
Okay.
The category is carries by a true freshman.
Okay.
So this got me thinking. Amari Latimer, guys, we've talked a lot about Amari Latimer, and he certainly looks the part, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've heard Rich say publicly he can play the part as well as look it. I think the question becomes, as we get into that week before game week, how much will he play? What exactly is Amari Latimer? And we do this a lot. Off-season, there's a guy, hey. And then what is it? Does it turn into a Stevie Slayton type year when it's a burst onto the national scene? Is it a Noel Devine type of year where that was a heck of a freshman year by Noel Devine and you knew you had a great one?
And when the defense got tired in the fourth quarter, here comes Noel Devine.
I was talking about that with somebody Saturday. Just what a fun time period that was, where you could just line up and giggle at the other team, where you had people looking and saying, "That's your backup?
Yeah.
That's the backup you bring in?" Is he just running by people? So what exactly does Latimer become? A productive true freshman that we say, "I tell you what, that's a pretty good true freshman year. That guy's going to be a really good player."
Right.
Or does he burst onto the national scene here? So that led me down the path of some numbers. Ready, Hoppy?
Ready.
Are these true freshman running back numbers?
Correct.
Oh, so you had your staff doing some work.
20 years as a head coach. Per your request, I've included Arizona in this.
I don't know why you excluded
Arizona
them. Like it didn't happen.
West Virginia, Michigan, Arizona State, Arizona, and Jax State. So over those 20 seasons, I found 16 true freshman running back seasons. So 16 seasons where true freshmen got running backs.
That played for Rich.
Okay.
He's had 4 go over 70, at least 70 carries in a season as a true freshman. The aforementioned Noel Devine had 73. Nick Wilson at Arizona, a big 236.
Oh.
Sam McGuffey at Michigan, 118. Stevie Slayton, 205. Those are the 4 in the 20 seasons that went over 70 carries. Okay?
Yeah.
It's an average of 50 carries per season over those 20 seasons for a freshman running back.
Wow. Okay.
91 carries per season on average in the seasons in which a freshman got a carry. So overall in all 20, because I just said there were 4 where they didn't get any carries. That brings your average down.
Yeah,
Follow me?
Yeah.
So it jumps to 91 when there was a freshman running back that actually got carries.
Okay.
But here's what's interesting. If you take Slayton and Wilson out, so 205 by Slayton, 236 on Wilson, those were massive numbers. Those are lead back
they were
type
starters,
numbers.
yeah.
Those are starters. They're getting the football a lot. If you take those out, the number plummets to 40 per season on average.
Took the outliers out.
If you took the outliers out. So that led me back to, all right, well, what is Latimer? He's probably not, barring injury, your feature back, right? I think we can agree on that. That's a reasonable expectation that Cam Cook's your feature back. So is it more in the Noel Devine? Is he that? Is he ready to be that good? That's a superstar running back.
You said that was 70-something?
73 for Noel. So I'm going to put the number for Amari Latimer over under carries in his true freshman season of 2026 at 67 and a half. 67 and a half
13 or
carries.
12?
13. He's playing 13 games.
All right. 67.
We play bowl game here.
67.5. So more than the total average of freshman carries over the 20 seasons. Quite a bit less if you leave Wilson and Slayton into the equation.
So 5 carries a game, basically.
5.
And so what I found interesting, that total number to me seems like it's right kind of in line with some of those other numbers.
It's a great number.
But you say 5 a game to me, and I started, only 5 a game? Isn't he going to get more than 5 carries a game?
This is a much better number you're setting than the one you just botched last week.
So I'm going to go. I'll go over.
I hope he goes over now. I hope he goes for 282. I'm going to come in here and just scream at you. But I do think it was high. 67.5, Kirchhoff.
West Virginia runs the ball on an average of what, 50? No, how many times a game? 42, 50? What is it?
If you're getting, Rich wants to get 80-plus plays in the game in a perfect world, which would be 50 runs, 50, 60 runs.
Okay,
80,
not
80,
60.
79 runs out of 80 plays.
Well, I've been trying to do the math, and you figure if Cam Cook is your featured back and he doesn't get hurt, and he's going to get 20 couple, 18, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
That number matters. So you're doing the right math here, but that number matters.
I know.
Is it 23 or is it 18?
I know.
Because there's the 5 you need for Latimer.
And then Hawkins and Scotty, do they get 10? So I think, and
DJ Epps going to get a couple there, a fly sweep for DJ Epps.
And what? And it's a punishing position, so it's very hard. You might not get hurt and be out of the game, but it's like, wow, you took a shot, you got to go out for a few snaps. And if you can play, I'll go back to the original point. If you can make plays, Tony, you're going to play. Yeah. You're going to get some carries. So I think Latimer gets carries. Are you saying just 8-person or freshman total?
I'm saying Amari Latimer.
Because Talley might get carries.
I'll do respect Chris Talley, not talking about Talley today.
So I
clearly stated Amari Latimer. I would like you to focus on Amari Latimer, please.
They like him. He's the next guy up. Cam Cook can't carry the ball every time. Rich wants to run the ball. I'm over.
Whoa, you went over on it.
I'm over.
Well,
four players in the 20 years have gone over 70 carries. This is right up on that line.
It's a great number.
4 in 20 years. It kind of surprised me a little bit. 4 in 20 years.
Yeah,
and 2 of them were big boy outliers.
Yeah. I wish I could consult with the Oliverios first because those are the guys that set the numbers, right? You got Patrick, you got Carlo, and then the other Oliverio to be named later.
I think Pat knows his way around, too. I think Pat can help you.
Oh, yeah, Pat. Yeah. So it's a good number. Now, one thing you guys are kind of discounting, you're a little bit old school in your thought process.
Ooh, okay, go ahead.
They are allowed to play Cameron Cook and Amari Latimer at the same time.
Oh, they are.
Now, they are allowed to put 2. Now, they can put 1 to one side of the quarterback, 1 to the other side of the quarterback.
Real quick point of clarification, though. I don't know if you know this. You can't give them both the ball. You can bring them all back there. Only one of them's going to get the ball.
Yeah, I understand.
And 0 of them might get the ball because Mike Hawkins might keep it.
Or Cook.
So I did not, all due respect to you, I did not say plays from scrimmage for Amari Latimer. I'm
very
talking
clear.
Carries.
Oh, I understood what you said.
I think Cook could be a decoy. Give it to Latimer.
Sure.
Now, you do
Tell
know
Rich that.
Latimer could be the decoy. There's still only one of them getting the ball. There's still only so many carries. I don't care how many times you put them on the field together.
Over.
Oh, I could put 2 on there. Split out Latimer in the slot. Running backs. Got a lot of running back talent. We like to go to slots.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So he ran for over 5,000 yards in high school. Broke the all-time record at his high school. Scored, I'm just doing it off the top of my head, I think he had 79 touchdowns. He crossed the goal line a lot. Guy that knows what to do with the ball. So I love the number. I'm just going to play percentages, and I'm going to go under, and by just a couple of whiskers. I think he's 50 plus. I don't think he hits your number. So I'm just going to go play percentages.
Again, 50 is right on 50 is the average over the 20 seasons with Rich.
I'm going to play the averages.
Okay.
Ooh, so I got to tie break this thing.
Yeah, you do. Which way you going?
It might flip me because I would have probably just been contrarian, gone under had you gone over.
Yeah.
I'll go back to what I said earlier. I do think the numbers around it, man, he looks the part. He looks good.
Oh,
he looks good, and you're going to run it, and you feel good about the running game. And again, taken in totality, this seems like it may lead you to the under, just historically. Play the percentages like Tony just said, go under.
Sure.
But when you started doing the math, I did the same thing. Roughly 5 a game. If you get to 13, if it's 12, it's still under 6 a game.
Yeah,
5.5 a game.
That's not that bad.
That seems like, well, yeah. That almost to me takes me so far the other way. Like, well, of course he's getting 5 carries a game here. Again, as we talk a lot of times, you probably should safer to go under on these because dings and injuries, and you miss 2 games and suddenly the math changes. I'll break the tie on the desk.
You're going under.
I probably should go under. I am not. I'm gonna go over.
All right, welcome.
I'm gonna go over as well.
Welcome.
He seems like he would fit the mold, and they need him to fit the mold of a guy that can go in and get 68 carries on the season. I'm gonna go over.
Got it. You know what? The macro, you like the running back room.
Those 2 in particular, and you're right. Talley's gotten a lot of love. Boswell may be a home run hitter, but those 2 are going to be guys that get the ball. Hoppy is obvious observation there.
You got
Sorry
some
for trademark infringement.
I don't know. Again, I'd like to go back to the Oliverio family. I'd like to go to Patrick, Carlo, and of course, Trey Oliverio, the third Oliverio. He's involved too. I mean, he was running around. He was working the whole time. He's the guy that only
I didn't get a chance to say hello to Trey.
Trey he was working. Carlo and Patrick out there signing autographs, doing selfies and things like that. Trey gets in. Anyway, so here, two things. You know, if Cam Cook, like at some point, it's 13-game schedule, right? Like if he doesn't go in a game for whatever reason, right, all of a sudden you pump the ball into Amari Latimer 22 times in a game. Well, that number gets real. So those are the little things that throw these things. That's one thing. Another thing that hit me.
You can go over now if you want.
No, I'm going
on. If
under.
Cam Cook has one of those seasons where he gives you 272 carries.
I'm with you.
Now you're limited a little
bit.
You're
Forcing us to play. You're trying to make us go with it. The other thing that hit me when I was cutting the grass the other day. You have great thought processes, I think, when you're cutting the grass. You're just kind of zipping around. It's the annual virus of preseason inflated perception of your team.
Yes.
Right? We're in it right now. And I'm not saying West Virginia. Every college football team's fan base right now is thinking that they're actually better. Probably it's 2 sides. The 90+% think they're better than they really are. And after one game, they're the ones that just are miserable and just, I thought they said this guy was better than that. That's going to happen. That happens every year. And then there's the 10% that, like, at this point, like, they know their team's going to be bad, and they're like, just like, they're totally already done with them. But 90% of us get into this thing, and we have false perceptions of what we're about to see. And I'm not trying to downplay. I'm not trying to rain on your optimism. That's what this is all about. We've done shows here where we've talked about the season of optimism, the season that happens. We have hope in the off season, then we have optimism in the preseason, and then you have reality starting a week from Saturday. My only point to all of that is this: just remember, that's what happens. And the team that goes onto the field for West Virginia in that first week is certainly not the finished product. It is going to be fun for me to watch them grow. Really looking forward to the first 2 games. And I know you're saying, well, wait a second, they're heavily favored. No, they need 8 quarters of football against someone other than themselves that they're probably going to be more talented than, just to get all the kinks out. Then we go to Charlotte and we see what we have there. So this is a process. At times it's not going to look super smooth, and then eventually you hope that it gets ramped up and it cooks. But right now, we're all a little bit unrealistic.
Tony, to your point, 2 points about your point. First of all, yes, agreed, well said. By happenstance, I was watching the preview on Purdue football. Don't ask me why.
Excuse me?
There's a story associated with it. I'm not going to get into it.
You insomniac? What happened?
Well, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was watching the Purdue football preview. Never mind.
It's a good time slot for Purdue preview.
And,
with all due respect,
of course. Boiler up.
Just what you said. They think, oh, we're better. This is better. This guy's back. I thought, don't tell. That's the last time I want to hear about Purdue. That's the last time this season I want to hear about Purdue, first of all. But second of all, some of the things we are saying are rooted in factual information, okay? Not that it's going to happen, but you know what Cam Cook has done. You say, okay, there is an expectation based on, you're not just making it up completely, right?
Well, that's why I try and put some numbers on it. Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I'll say this, guys. As a sports fan, with that being basically my only interest in life, I do like this time of year.
Yeah.
And thank God we have this time of year. Because as a sports fan, you live most of your life in disappointment.
Exactly.
Right? So
Right.
if you didn't have the ability to get yourself into this season, air quotes season, where there is optimism and you are excited and you can't wait for the first game, then what fun would this whole thing be? So I kind of like this. And yes, you're right, because we're not watching Texas Tech on a daily basis, or Utah or BYU. We don't know exactly what they have. So we only know what your team has that you follow, which leads you to play yourself into, I'll tell you what, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. Well, you don't know what the defensive back looks like. Of course the receiver looks great, right? But I think this time of year is kind of fun. I like the optimism that comes forth, and it allows you to talk about this.
And when you talk to people who know, and I'm talking about staff and stuff, and I always ask them, who do you like? And they know, and they'll give you a couple of names. I remember in Rich's early year and talking to Dusty.
Well, you have to tell people who Dusty is.
Well,
Not
Dusty
everyone knows
Dusty Rutledge,
I mean,
who's
he's
the
Dusty.
assistant.
I was talking to Madonna. They'd know who Madonna
Well,
is.
Dusty Rutledge, who is the assistant head coach,
more-
whatever he is.
He is the chief of staff. That Duster is.
And it was a preseason one year when Pac-Man was on the team, and Chris Henry, right? I think both were on the team. Is that right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And I said, who do you like? He says, I like Pac-Man. I like Chris Henry.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
No, as the last player coach in college football at Fairmont State, Dusty knows personnel.
He knows personnel.
And you can just sit there and you go like, Dusty, what do you think?
Do you think Dusty breathed a sigh of relief that Jacob Barrick didn't return to the field, because he would have taken that mantle of most recent player coach?
Yeah, he's probably worried.
Barrick
about
was
it.
close.
Yeah, Dusty was probably worried about
What's
it.
your other one, Brad?
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
This is
we haven't only
we
one.
gotta get moving here.
Yeah.
This is more of a guess. I will admit it up front. This is more we're gonna guess is what we're gonna do.
As opposed
Here's
to
what's coming.
what we normally
Well, the
do.
other one, at least you went through
Yeah,
some
yes,
logic.
yes.
I mean, you made some logical leaps, right? This is more of a guess. But the reason this made it is really because I wanted to talk about this subject. This surprised me, interested me, and gave me some potential hope on the defensive side of the ball here, when we just said not a lot of proven playmakers on the defensive side of the
Right.
ball. Who's going to emerge? But here's one category that may help. Here's the category, Hoppy.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Percentage of fumbles recovered by West Virginia's defense.
Huh?
The percentage of fumbles recovered by West Virginia's defense. I'm going to set the number. Well, I won't set the number yet. Let me just go through some numbers.
Yeah, go ahead.
The average over the last 6 seasons for West Virginia is 37%. They have recovered 37% of opponent fumbles.
Okay.
Here's why I dove into this. There's a widely held belief that a big part of turnovers are luck. Right now, before we start, I know coaches are going to tell you they work on punching it out. They do it every day. There's some guys that are better than others. I certainly agree there's a skill component to that. Tighter coverage, better pass rush is probably going to lead to more interceptions. There is some skill to this, but it's also an oblong ball that bounces in weird directions. And we've heard many statisticians come on here and say your turnover regression is real. If you're through the roof one season, chances are you're coming back the other way, and vice versa. So
We do, aren't we?
turnover luck is a real thing. So here we go.
Okay.
West Virginia opponents last season had 25 fumbles. That tied for the most opponent fumbles in a season since 2013.
Wow.
That was a surprise to me.
So we forced it to be coughed up.
25 fumbles by the opponent. Third most over the last 19 seasons.
2 per game.
The 25 opponent fumbles was the third most in the country last season.
But how many recovered?
West Virginia was way up there. But
How many did they recover?
West Virginia only recovered 9 of those.
9 out of 25.
It was the 4th lowest recovery percentage in the last 19 seasons and one of the bottom 20 teams in the country in terms of recovery percentage. So top 5 in forcing, bottom 20 in terms of recovery percentage. That is screaming regression, boys. That is screaming regression. Of the 17 teams nationally that had a worse turnover recovery percentage or fumble recovery percentage, 10 of them won less than 6 games.
Ding, ding.
Mm-hmm.
Because turnovers decide games.
Stay with me. Well, I'm going way down underground here on this because I got fascinated with these numbers.
Calculus.
So 10 of those teams won less than 6 games. Yeah. 10 of the 17 below West Virginia. 6 of those 10 have a new coach this season. And the other 4, Carolina, Baylor, Florida State, Wisconsin, all have coaches that their seats actually on fire. Hot. I think literally on fire. It's scorching.
It's on
causation.
So that kind of tell it, right? That tells you something. They got to get turnovers.
So
that was a wild contradiction. 9 total. Here's the other one. 9 total fumble recoveries. So you only recovered 9 of them, 4th lowest percentage. But the 9 in and of itself as a total number was good for 23rd nationally. But you could have had a lot more. So we said that defense last year had its struggles. But we'll get into some more run defense numbers. The run defense wasn't bad. Fumbles were, the ball was on the ground, just couldn't get on it enough. So was the defense kind of right around it? Can it do that again, Hop? Is it due for some turnover regression? Here's the number. And again, I know it's more of a guess. I found those numbers to be surprising and really interesting when it comes to turnover luck. Here's the number. West Virginia recovers 40% of its opponent's fumbles this season. 40%. So not a big tick up.
Over.
You want a bonus?
Yeah.
Bonus question?
I'm going over.
Over, under. The Mountaineers will recover over or under 9.5 opponent fumbles.
Over.
I told you that was a big number last year.
Over.
Texas Tech
won a game.
Texas Tech led the nation last year with 15 of them.
Ball's been out in practice. Ball's been out in practice. Been some young men. Been some young men.
Okay, that means somebody fumbled the ball.
Yeah, I understand how it works. I get it. I'm just saying they've done a nice job punching.
One other note, the correlation to turnovers win or lose you games. The famed 2007 season when West Virginia was about ready to win a natty, recovered 58% of the opponent fumbles. Over 40%, Hoppy, or under 40%.
First of all, turnovers matter. Obvious observations. But second of all, I hate to say this, it depends also. I mean, where the fumbles occur and when in the game that, yes, Tony, you're shaking your head, where the fumbles occur and when they occur make a difference. A fumble in the fourth quarter in a close game has a bigger impact statistically than a fumble in the first quarter of a close game. Statistically. You're not buying it, but it's true.
No, I understand. I don't dispute that. I want turnovers and I want the ball. I have the ball, you can't score.
I understand, but I get that. But I'm saying that it does matter where and when you fumble. Brad, right?
It does, but that's not what we're talking about.
All right.
We're just talking about do you get it or you don't get it?
Over.
I think so too. I think that number might even be a little bit low. If your average is 37% over the last 6 seasons, and last year was pretty low, I'm going over as well.
All right.
So
I like that. By the way, I like
There's some info.
That was really good.
That was good.
That was good. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the good folks at Go-Mart. We were just in a Go-Mart yesterday, Brad and I.
Nice
I heard
one.
that.
Nice one.
Beauty. Beelington. The Beelington Go-Mart. It's like the Four Seasons of convenience stores.
Nice.
Beautiful. It was a gorgeous
We saw
store.
a ton of people. Did not see Josh Yeager.
Did not see
Former
the
Mountaineer basketball player.
That's because he doesn't live there anymore. Now he lives here in Monongahela County.
He does.
And I know it's Monongahela. I was being funny. Don't write me 5 emails.
So he probably goes to the Postal Plaza, Go-Mart here.
Yeah.
Could go to the Mile Ground.
Mile Ground. Easy in. Now they got 4 lanes on the Mile Grounds. Easy in, easy off. Anyway, right now, it's a great opportunity. If you want to take part of the Mountaineer Man Trip, you have until August the 31st, which is just less than a week away now. Go in there and sign up so that you can walk out through the Mountaineer Man Trip with the football team. It's the ultimate WVU fan experience. They got some things posted there when you go in the store. You hit your QR code, get your app, check it out. It's at Gomar. Three Guys also brought to us by, it's Tudor's Biscuit World time of the year right now. I mean, as we said earlier, the weather's getting cooler. And right now at Tudor's Biscuit World, they are giving customers a hearty breakfast option packed with protein to help fuel busy mornings. Whether you're looking for a lower carb breakfast, post-workout, simply a filling meal without the biscuit, check out those Power Protein. Those things are nice. A lot of protein, good start to the day. Biscuit weather is here. You get a sausage protein bowl, 39 grams of protein.
Bacon.
That's a good shot right there of protein. Take one of those bad boys. So it's really, really good. All right. Three Guys before the game also. Time for some healing. We all need healing, Hoppy. You know where you go to when you need healing, Hoppy?
Where, Tony?
Your people. Your people at WVU Medicine. They are the exclusive healthcare provider for all mountaineers, including you. That's right. Textual Healing, brought to us by those fine folks at WVU Medicine. At the Cancer Institute there, the WVU Cancer Institute, experts deliver personalized care for every patient dealing with pancreatic cancers, utilizing innovative treatments, technology backed by one of the nation's top 25 robotic surgery programs. From diagnosis and surgery to the treatment and the survivorship, they're there every step of the way. If you need help, WV Medicine Pancreatic Cancer Specialist, call 855-WVU-CARE. All right, since the last time we got together, we talked about Willie Akers, the passing of Willie. Mountaineer great last show, and then Rich from Indy writes in and said, "Ray, with a heavy heart today after hearing about the passing of Willie Akers. Being a Wildcat is very similar to being a Mountaineer. It's special, very difficult to describe. I thank Coach Akers and the running Wildcats for my childhood, just as exciting as any historic Mountaineer season. I never played for him, but was a fantastic role model and a friend to all. Been a few years since I had seen him, but the last time I did, he slapped me a high five, grinning ear to ear, wondering how good the basketball team was going to be. We lost an all-timer. Rest in peace, Coach." And yeah, they had the ceremony, funeral at Logan this past weekend for Willie, and just tremendous amount of crowd. By the way,
isn't that a great line by Rich? Friend to all.
Friend to all.
That's a great line for Willie.
That is a great law. On the last episode, I committed an egregious
oh my gosh,
an egregious error.
Is this the next 3 pages of text?
Yes.
Yeah.
I committed an egregious error when I was giddy about how the flying WV were on the signs, and I said in Peterstown. It was Petersburg, not Peterstown. And the majority of the 298 people that wrote in, I mean, they were relatively nice, but guy writes in, geography ran its Petersburg, not Peterstown, with the flying WV on the street signs in Grant County. Eric, I will only be a little upset that Petersburg was called Peterstown on the last episode. Petersburg is the town that has the flying WV on the street sign, signed by a Petersburg alum. Next one, Tony, quick correction from the show. Funny enough, I was driving through Peterstown when I heard its name, so my ears perked up. Petersburg is the town with the flying West Virginia's WV signs, not Peterstown. And since you brought up Peterstown, it's also home to West Virginia's all-time interceptions leader. Of course, Steve Newberry, who owns a golf course there. You guys should come visit beautiful Monroe County and practice your short game. We all know Hoppy could use practice.
Beautiful Monroe County.
Yeah, so I will not make that mistake again.
Ever?
And just no, because I have a little thing in my head now which tells me which one's Peters.
What is it? Because you do that all the time.
So
yes, it's Petersburg, correct?
Yeah, Petersburg.
Okay. Yep.
Petersburg is closer to Pittsburgh than Peterstown is. So just go. The burg is the closer. So Pittsburgh, Petersburg, Peterstown. So it's Petersburg is in Grant County. You got to go all the way down to the border to get to Peterstown. Anyway, it's going to work for me.
Okay.
It won't happen again. And I apologize for an egregious error, as Don Cricky would say. I've been notified.
All of Petersburg let you know.
Yeah, great, wonderful people, and they're the ones. Petersburg people have the signs on the flying WV on the street.
Maybe Peterstown should add those signs.
Peterstown, if you want to be mentioned, I can do that. I can do that.
I mean,
Mr.
Steve
Lazy
Newberry.
Peterstown, go. You're on the clock. Go put the logos up.
Get in touch with Steve Newberry, former Mountaineer grade. He'll help you.
Konnichiwa. I've been on assignment in Japan this summer, have a West Virginia connection, a rate my plate, and a surprise all in one. Tony, I'm sorry if this goes over your limit. I did my best to keep it just to the necessary stuff. My then girlfriend and I went on a trip to Japan this summer, one of a lifetime. Can't say enough great things about the country as a whole and its people. While over there, we wanted to check off a bucket list item. You looking at this, Hoppy, at the monitor?
Oh, my.
Seeing Mount Fuji in person.
Wow.
Fuji often referred to as one, if not the most painted and photographed mountains in the world, holds a sacred place in the hearts of the people. Well, now it holds a special place because this is where my then girlfriend turned out to be my wife-to-be. Spoiler alert, she said yes. On that day, I also had hired a surprise proposal photographer in a flower garden near the base of Fuji. Naturally, I was wearing a Jerry West WVU basketball tee. I made sure to bring my class of 23 flag with me to get at least one picture with it. Look at that. While in the flower garden posing for a picture, someone saw the flag and started singing the song that has taken the world by storm this summer, Take Me Home Country Roads.
Of course they did.
It's become the theme for the rest of our trip whenever I would wear the gold and blue at restaurants, bars, shrines, everything in between. Not a time that I donned the gold and blue went by without someone singing Country Roads. Everyone knows it. Something truly that no other state has. What a blessing to be born, raised in this state. It gives me a sense of pride. Now it's time to rate my plate. This was ramen in Japan called ichiran, pork-based with a rich, creamy broth served with green onions, hard-boiled egg, and a side of rice to soak up the broth. I give it it's the best that I've ever seen,
That looks
Devin.
good.
In.
Congratulations.
Yeah, me too.
You put Alfredo sauce on that?
You could. Then you could also throw up. But congratulations to you. It's awesome.
Food shaming again.
Tony, Brad,
little
Doug
harsh.
from Merle's Inlet. I'm going to Vegas for the Players Tournament with my son, basketball tournament in November. Couple of events. On Wednesday, we're gonna speed Vegas. You can drive a Ferrari, a Lamborghini. It's pricey, but you can do the Hoppy. You know that you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get enough. You can drive a Ferrari. You can drive a Lamborghini. You can drive all these super nice cars. And then on Thursday, the day we're leaving, we play our last game. The Vegas F1 race starts.
While we're there, it does?
Yeah, on the Strip.
Really?
Ooh,
Gonna be crazy.
That'll be chaos.
So there you go. Thank you very much for that update. Jason, Palm City, Florida. I got nostalgic. I went back and I listened to the Don Nealon interview from 2019 here on this show. So good. At the 90-minute mark, Oklahoma and Texas were still in the Big 12. Pac-12 was still in existence. Don essentially predicted that we're heading to 4 leagues of 16 teams to do what they want and basically say to hell with the NCAA. I don't know how old Coach was during that interview, but I know he'd been out of coaching for about 19 years. He was still engaged and as sharp as ever. Yeah, down the end. Great interview. I encourage listeners to go back, listen to that, and the 2-part interview with Coach Bill Kurlavich if they've never heard it before.
Those guys are gems and were on the show. That was fun.
Yeah. Texter writes in, 3 guys, early this week I traveled to Greenbrier to go to the state fair. Who do we see in behind us? President Benson.
Of course.
I confidently feel
He's
West
everywhere.
Virginia's in better shape with him both academically and athletically. I was disappointed that President Benson did not run all the way down from Morgantown. Yeah, he's kind of slacking. Oh, well, it's fair week. Nothing healthy about the state fair. Here's a picture of 3 generations. See there, Hoppy?
Yeah.
Now, that's the McPhersons.
Okay.
That's Aubrey,
That's our buddies.
Fred, and Andy, and, of course, the president. And he has President Benson has Chuck Taylors on there.
He does.
He went old school black Chuck
Yeah,
Taylors.
looks good.
One last thing. My dad yelled, "Let's go," about 3 times to get ready for the upcoming season. Sure. Congratulations. Those are good.
McPherson's big officials.
Yeah, they like to officiate.
They do.
Here's one. This texter just says this. Leave some ladies for the rest of us. Hoppy, that was when Metro News was created. That was a promo.
yeah.
And that's Hoppy is you there in the middle?
I'm
Yeah,
in the
you're
middle.
You're in the front middle you're the only guy that didn't follow the rules and you wore a light colored coat so everyone
Eye
could see
guy.
you.
Eye guy. One standout eye guy.
No eye.
Plus a bad porn stash.
A lot of them. Tony's the only one without a stash. If you look closely at that
George
picture.
Manahan,
There's Jim Kress, Brian Dick,
and backup right corner. I don't know who else was there.
No, it's you, right?
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle. Manahan, Brian Dick, Jim Kress, and I.
Somebody in the dark in the upper right corner. There's another person in the upper right corner. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Rick Sample, maybe?
He was gone, Hoppy.
Oh, anyway.
Hey, Tony, Spreads Hop. I haven't texted in a few months, but I heard the statement from Rich Rod complaining how there hadn't been any hot days during camp to prepare for the season. Meanwhile, down here in the South, we've had one of the most humid summers in a long time. Over under, I'm thinking. The number of quarterbacks that play in the first 2 games, he puts it at 3.5.
No.
Under.
Meteorologist
Rich kind of had a tough camp, I thought. It
We're
was better coaching than he was commenting on the weather.
Now, what do you think he was doing with the weather in the?
I think, known him for a long time. I think he was taking the reading when he arrived at the office very early,
like 6 a.m.
Yeah, and then wasn't adjusting for the day getting hotter as it went on. That was just my theory. I think he was off on the temperature a few times, Hop. I think he clocked that early.
He may have.
Ted from Colorado. I'm looking at the first 2 games on the schedule. What margin of victory in these first 2 games makes you comfortable going forward?
Well, the line on the first game is it's 17 and a half.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to have any single-digit margin of victories in the first 2. That would portend bad things.
And we'll talk about this next week, and Brad will do a deeper dive. But I mean, the Chanticleers they're in a little rebuild mode there.
Yeah. Hey, producer Zach, let's do our billboard here on what we're doing next week. We invite you to join us. We're kicking off our 3 days of fun with 3 guys. We're starting next Thursday at Buffalo Wild Wings, located at the Suncrest Town Center. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then Friday, we're opening up the 3 guys food court. Friday, late afternoon into the early evening. And then Saturday, it'll be a quick one. Now, breaking news. At our food court this coming weekend for the first time. Zach, do you have that graphic by any chance of the other one I sent to you?
You're going to put up the graphic.
Yeah. So
he does. This is.
We have a new.
Turn his mic off.
I can't. I don't have the control.
We have a new vendor that's going to join us. She was talked about on this podcast in the summer when linebacker Ben Cutter was on the show, and he said his mom is an award-winning baker.
He did. This was his favorite.
And he told us the oatmeal cream pies are his favorite. We have worked with Ben's mom, and she will be providing us out of the Cutter Cookie Company, where she has won multiple World's Championships in North Carolina with these cookies. She's going to do 75 of her oatmeal cream pies. It is available for you if you want. Now, she's going to only do 75.
I like it.
So if you want to text in and say, hey, I'd like to pick them up on Friday. I want to serve them during my breakfast at my tailgate before the game on Saturday, you can do that. But you can claim, we're only going to do 75. You want to claim a dozen now? You want to claim 6, 8, 12, 15? Don't say I want one. But if you want multiples, we want to do this so that we can sell it. When they're sold out, we'll just say, hey, it's gone. All you have to do is on our text line, 304-404-4083, 304-404-4083. Hey, Zach, put that text line thing up again. Is that the right number? 304-404-4083, 304-404-4083, or something like that. Textual Healing.
In all seriousness, is a production meeting on air? Is this
okay, somebody? I had the number. Text us in. Hey, I want 8. We'll call you up. We have staff. We have cookie staff now. And they'll work out a deal with you. You can come pick them up. You can give a credit card, pay, the whole thing like that. Only 75 of Mrs. Cutter's cookies.
Did somebody other than you put this together?
Homeless.
Did somebody other than you or homeless say this is clear?
What do you mean, legally?
Yeah, just there's a lot of logistics that go into this. So did anybody check logistics here?
Yes. It's been approved.
Well, the fact that homeless is involved is encouraging.
That helps tremendously, but there's also couple other steps
It's
beyond
approved.
that.
We're good to go.
He was way out there with a lot of details. I'm not quite sure what this came.
Now, I don't know how much Ben's mom's going to be there at the food court, but she's bringing the cookies, and we'll have those
Ben
available.
does rave about him.
Yeah,
she
that's
won
his
multiple World Championships
in North Carolina.
I'm gonna
She
get
laughs at the
two.
competition in North Carolina. Says, "Oh, is that right here? Try this open." They go, "Oh,
I'm
winner,
text
winner."
right now.
I'll follow up after the show. Hoppy, to make
Texter,
sure.
I'm walking around the Trevi Fountain in Rome, and I run into a bunch of BYU parents of women's gymnastics teams members. I mean, just a small conference. You got the BYU. Look at Hop. You got the BYU parents there, and there's our guy's half a face on the left. He's the guy that's on the 72-week cruise all over the world, and now he's in Rome. Remember last week he was in, was it Corsica? Where was he?
It was Corsica.
He was in Corsica last week. Now he's at Trevi trying to take money out of the fountain.
72 weeks?
No, it's not actually. No, Hoppy. It's a joke.
Oh.
6-week cruise.
Still a long time.
Hey, three guys, has anyone noticed that the days are getting shorter? I'm just wondering. Signed Lindbergh from Lucado. You turned your microphone off.
Why'd you turn me off? We just had this conversation at dinner last night.
We were in Randolph County yesterday, plus I came down through the other day. Basically, it's fall right now. I mean, your leaves are at peak. The leaves are at peak right now.
No.
They're changing. Don't tell me they're not changing. Leaves are changing. You can see.
No, I wouldn't say. Well, I didn't say the leaves weren't changing. I just said it's not fall. And by the way, we do have warm days in September, and we'll probably have a couple hot Saturdays when the Mountaineers are playing.
I understand why you have to yell.
That Mount Fuji picture was beautiful. Randolph County, gonna tell you what, they'll bring you some views now.
Gorgeous.
They'll bring you some views.
I just
Shout out
texted
Randolph
this number
County.
to buy 5 cookies.
Hey man, we drove
See
up.
if I hear back.
We drove up on the D&E campus yesterday.
Yeah.
We had killed some time, so we drove just driving around. Old boy with a frisbee by himself.
Playing frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf
Really?
by himself.
By himself.
Yeah, just
playing.
Just throwing some shots up there. Just good life. You guys are in college. You don't understand. You're having a good life right now.
We sat there for a minute. I said that time. I said, "Do you think that guy has any idea how good his life is right now? His stress is if he can gauge the wind and get it close to the frisbee golf thing. That's what he was worried about yesterday. That's a good life."
It is.
Guy, I've been down on assignment in Greenville, South Carolina this morning in the hotel elevator. A family from Maine with 2 young kids asked where I was from. I showed them my flying WV, and these 2 little ones broke out in a chorus of country roads. My wife and I were speechless, and we went through the lobby echoing Mountain Mama, Travis and Lincoln County. Texter, gentlemen, here's a photo from 3 years ago. This is my wife. We're both WVU alums with our daughters after having our picture made in enemy territory. This was taken on the campus of Texas Tech. I worked there from 2009 to 2012. Fast forward to today. Our daughters are starting their senior and freshman years in high school.
What?
They've never been on campus of WVU, and I'm happy to say we're taking them to Morgantown for the season opener. Please let me know if there will be an opportunity to attend the Three Guys tailgate Friday. We'd love to stop by and say hello.
Of course there will.
Jay in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Jay, yes.
like to meet
and if you're a good dad, you would get your daughter 2 of those oatmeal cookies from Mrs. Cutter.
Pies.
She's down in North.
Oatmeal cream pies.
Oatmeal cream pies. She's down there in North Carolina with you. You probably already know about her. Texter, I'm ready for the whiteout and the spot the ball this fall. I got myself a new shirt. Look at Ed from Ronsford. So he went to Fine Looking Phil's. That's Foreign Legend right there.
That's a nice one.
So you can only get that at Phil's. That's a good one right there. That's a pretty
Real quick,
one.
I know we got to get going. I've got a new one on today. Did you see this one? White as well, Hoppy. It's got some light blue in it too, but it's white.
Will that pass for whiteout?
You could go whiteout on this, but here's what's interesting: new brand available,
Excuse me?
Grayson. So he's got all the Peter Millar, multiple
yeah.
selections of Peter Millar. He's got Grayson in there. I just put a new Grayson on the mannequin when I was in for my shift end of last week.
Nice.
I had to do a different day than Tuesday last week.
I was in this week. I had to stop in.
Really?
Did you get a tux?
I had to get a tux.
Good.
Got an event coming up?
Getting married.
Anyway, go see Phil for your
Noel
whiteout shirt.
Devine
He's got a special Peter Millar in there. I think people will like specific to the whiteout game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
His choices, his
Selection's
that
great.
section.
That's what we say. Yeah,
is incredible.
yes, best selection in the state.
Noel Devine, speaking of the Pat White Day coming up here Noel Devine was playing around with Pat White at practice the other day, and he said, my new nickname for Pat. I said, no, what is it? Gold Jacket Pat. Because Pat doesn't like the attention. Hall of Fame kind of guy. Gold Jacket Pat. Texter, last one. Good to see you guys in Charleston a few weeks ago after the event. I went to Orlando to see my nieces. While I was there, I went to the House of Blues for dinner at Disney Springs. There, I had my own West Virginia connection. My server, Elizabeth, recognized the Flying WV hat, the 304 shirt. She was born, of course, in Weirton.
Of course she was.
She grew up in Ahia. We had a good chat about West Virginia. By the way, rate my dinner. Gumbo as the appetizer.
Ooh.
HOB smash burger with garlic fries.
In on both.
Yep.
And bread pudding for dessert. Ate it all there, went home happy. Soon to be great uncle Jennings. There you go, brother.
Good plates, Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings, good work on your part. Jennings, he'll be at the food court.
Oh, of course he is.
He don't miss.
He's a P1.
All right, so we'll be back.
When?
I think Monday.
Yeah, we're going to do a release Monday.
Okay.
Game week.
We'll go Monday.
Won't be our preview episode, but it's game week. Let's go.
Monday, Thursday.
Correct.
Next week.
Okay.
That's correct.
We're going Tuesdays. Monday, Thursday next week. Special thank you to our producer, Zach, for jumping in here for Jake. Did a nice job. And we remind you that you can keep up to date with the Mountaineers. By the way, Monday's episode will fall on the 31st of August, which just happens, coincidentally, to be the birthday of this podcast.
Really?
How many years?
9 years.
Is that right?
2017.
For real, it's 9 years?
9 years to the day.
Hard to believe.
I would have taken the under. So would the Oliverios crew.
I would have gone with like 3.
Yeah.
Seems
Let me
like
just say this: don't take the over after 800. All right, it's gonna be nice. 3 guys before the game has been brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself that Gomart rewards card. Go to gomart.com for details. All good things must come to an end. 3 guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. By Tudor's Biscuit World, start your day the homemade way with Tudor's Biscuit. Jan Dill's attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. By Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. And by WVU Medicine, the official healthcare provider for all Mountaineers, including you. Next Thursday, we start our stuff. We'll be at Buffalo Wild Wings at Suncrest Town Center, and 6 o'clock start. And then at the food court Friday and Saturday. We're out. See y'all.